Coming up, the Guardians get a sweep over the White Sox, and Miguel Cabrera comes up one hit shy of 3,000. This is Locked On Now MLB.
The biggest games, the best performances, expert analysis. You are Locked On Now.
Welcome in. You're listening to Locked On Now MLB, local experts weighing in on the biggest stories in baseball. I'm your host, Kainani Stevens. Thank you for making Locked On Now your first listen every weekday. Now we've got our Locked On MLB hosts. They're going to recap everything from Thursday for you, but we're starting out with a clean sweep for Cleveland in our best performance.
Best performance.
Hold up.
The Guardians bats once again coming to life, this time for a 6-3 win. Locked On Guardians breaks down Cleveland's series sweep of Chicago.
It's me and my co-host Nacho, though maybe I'm the co-host. Either way, the Guardians sweep the White Sox 6-3 today. I didn't expect this. This is the game that I thought was going to be the most likely loss. Josh Naylor had some big hits. Franmil Reyes comes with the first inning home run after what has been a very rough start to the year. Zach Plesac pitched well. Tim Anderson with his fourth error in the last two games. It's been a rough stretch for him. It's just interesting because this Cleveland Guardians team gets swept by the Giants, where it was a series I thought they had a good chance in. I thought this was going to be a very rough series, and they turn around and sweep the White Sox. Who knows what's going to happen next, but it's always entertaining, always something to check out. It's a fun team right now, and if you want to hear me go in depth talking about this Cleveland Guardians team, make sure to check out Locked On Guardians, wherever it is you get podcasts, or on YouTube.
The White Sox didn't put up much of a fight after going winless in the doubleheader yesterday and eventually getting swept. Locked On White Sox recaps some injury updates and is looking ahead to Minnesota.
The Chicago White Sox turned in another lifeless effort in Cleveland. They lost to the Guardians 6-3. The Chicago White Sox were swept by Cleveland in this three-game series. Sox offense only mustered 5 runs the entire series. It looks like Luis Robert tweaked his groin. There might be an IL stint, unfortunately for him. The Sox are off to Minnesota for a 3-game series. Hopefully, A.J. Pollock will return and Lucas Giolito can get back on the mound. Sox will also send Michael Kopech on Friday. Hopefully the White Sox can bring the bats and get back to the winning ways. They are sitting on a 4-game losing streak right now.
The Yankees had no offense, and Miguel Cabrera didn't quite get to number 3,000. Locked On Yankees reviews a frustrating series in Detroit.
This is Stacey Gotsoulias of Locked On Yankees, and the Yankees dropped the series finale to the Tigers 3-0. We shouldn't be shocked. The Yankees never win the last game of a series. It's just something that they can't do. They also don't do well in day games, and I don't know why that is. Maybe they should get their eyes checked. Jordan Montgomery, first Yankee starter to pitch 6 innings. He did really well, only gave up a run, but the Yankees offense did not do a thing. And when I say they did not do a thing, I mean it. They did not score. The big story of the game, Miguel Cabrera, did not get hit number 3,000, and it was controversial because in his last at-bat, the Yankees decided to intentionally walk him, and you could hear the booing from Detroit. The Yankees were strategizing. What are you going to do? Anyway, I'll have a full recap of this on Locked On Yankees on Friday, and we'll have a preview of the series with the Guardians, so tune in.
While the Yankees lost on the road, the Mets won at home again and continued their hot start to the season. Our Locked On Mets host is impressed with what he's seen so far from New York.
New York Mets complete a 5-2 homestand. They take 3 of 4 from the San Francisco Giants. A very impressive series. This is Ryan Finkelstein, the host of Locked On Mets. And on tomorrow's show, I'll be talking about Carlos Carrasco and a brilliant start, nearly getting 8 innings for the New York Mets. Retire, 18 in a row at one point? If not for an error, it would have been 20 in a row. There's an error, and then he gets a double play ball, so he retires 20 batters in order. Just ridiculous performance by Carrasco, looking like the old Carrasco, a Carrasco that is capable of being an all-star this year. And today I predicted he will be an all-star this season with the way he is pitching. Eduardo Escobar hit a home run. Francisco Lindor hit a home run. I'll be talking about that. I'll be previewing what lies ahead against the Arizona Diamondbacks over the weekend. A nice series where the Mets can add a couple of more wins and improve in the National League East standings. Been a lot of fun for this Mets team to start the season.
The offense was definitely better for Baltimore, but the Orioles still lost their third in 4 games in Oakland. Locked on Orioles goes over how the pitching put Baltimore too far behind to catch up.
Another tough loss for the Orioles on Thursday. The Bats did a little bit. They scored 4 runs after 1 run in each of the first 3 games of this series. And hey, they got 2 runs or 2 hits with runners in scoring position in the 7th inning. That's pretty good. But for the first time, seemingly this year, besides the Travis Lakins game, the bullpen falters. Keegan Aiken gives up his first 2 runs. Dylan Tate gives up 2 runs. And after a rough start from Tyler Wells, the Orioles lose to the Athletics 6-4. And it was tough. Aiken just made a couple of bad pitches. Tate just made a couple of bad pitches. But again, the bullpen can't hold on like they have so far for this entire year. The O's offense just has to get something going, but at least they got a couple of hits there and couldn't survive the ump show by Rob Drake at first base either. But the O's lose. They lose the series 3 out of 4. I'll have all the coverage coming up on tomorrow's episode of the Locked On Orioles podcast.
That's going to do it for this edition of Locked On Now MLB. Thank you for making Locked On Now your first listen every weekday. Make sure you check out Locked On MLB and your team's Locked On podcast. I'm Kainani Stevens. This has been Locked On Now.